This is Gabriel Gonzalez for Cageside Press here with UFC flyweight Erin Blanchfield ahead of her seminar here at UFC Fit. So Erin, you're about to do a seminar, women's self-defense for young ladies in middle school. You're obviously at a young age still yourself, relatively speaking to the rest of us. But when you think about, martial arts and self-defense for young women, can you just talk about the impact that could have, not just, maybe self-esteem and obviously, the training, but also just for their life and as they get older?
Oh, definitely. I know training martial arts my entire life myself and growing up and being middle-aged school, it gave me so much more confidence, knowing I had to defend myself and being, just being aware that I could do something if it needed to be done. So I know it's good for them as a person, just to grow up to be confident. Also, could be very beneficial in case anything happens.
Now, do you mind if I ask, having learned martial arts, were there times in your life growing up, not necessarily, a fight at school, someone trying to start something, but for self-defense that you felt like, I'm just really glad I know this for my own self?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I never had any street fights or anything like that, but I definitely had situations where I was a kid and people would try to bully me, and I think just by the way I carried myself and the confidence I had, I was able to kind of stand up for myself. And in those situations, there are definitely moments I'm almost proud of myself, and I know if other young girls or young kids in general learn that, they can definitely do that for themselves as well.
Now, talking about this, obviously having a great year in UFC, I think a lot of young girls are going to see, an Erin Blanchfield coming off a big win last week and just this is just super cool. And, can you just talk about, role model? That's a big word for anybody. Can you talk about, getting that experience for yourself?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I always want to be the best role model I could be for young girls. I think it's kind of funny because I am pretty young, so I haven't really thought of myself in that role as much. I've definitely more recently with my last couple wins, because I could see how the kids at the gym and stuff look up to me. I think it's just being my best self, trying to be a good person and doing the best I can in the cage. Honestly, all you can do is be your best and hope that they mimic it. So.
I know you've been asked to death about, Alexa, Valentina. I do have a different question for you. How do you think your good buddy Macy Barber is going to do against Andrea Lee coming up later this month?
Honestly, I do think Macy's probably going to win that fight. Andrea hasn't been looking too hot in her last couple fights, and I think Macy will probably just keep a pace on her and win that.
And then secondly, title shot, no title shot. About when do you want to get in the cage if you're scripting your year out?
If I was scripting my year out, I definitely want to fight for that title. International Fight Week in July would be perfect.
Love to hear it. Hope we get to see it. Thanks for the time.